Hello everyone, I'm Hamza Shafi, working as a senior software engineer at Sendoso. I have more than 4 years experience in Ruby on Rails, React and Vue. I will be talking about how to integrate Vue.js in Ruby on Rails application. Before starting on how to integrate Vue.js in Ruby on Rails application, I want the viewers to know what is Vue.js, why Vue.js is gaining more popularity, and why developers are choosing it when we already have React or Angular framework available. And what are the resources from where we can learn Vue.js? So let's start. What is Vue.js? It's an open source JavaScript framework which is used for building user interfaces and single page applications. It is one of the most popular JavaScript libraries currently in the world, as it has more number of GitHub stars than React and Angular. Number of watchers are greater than Angular and very close to React. Keeping in mind that React is backed by a larger organization and it's been around before Vue.js. It's originally written by EventU and the open source community. The companies that are using Vue.js are Google, Apple, Alibaba, GitLab, Upwork, and Codeship. Coming to the next part, why Vue.js? Why Vue.js is gaining more popularity and why developers are choosing it when we already have React or Angular framework available? Well, we have an answer to that. Moreover, this comparison will also help individuals in deciding the framework for their application. Lastly, this comparison doesn't mean that Vue is far better than React and Angular. This comparison is only for highlighting why Vue.js is gaining more popularity than others. It's best of both worlds, AngularJS and React.js. Why am I saying that? Because from React, it got features like component-based approach, props, one-way direction flow for components, virtual rendering ability, and the importance of proper state management of apps. While from Angular, it got features like two-way data binding and similar templates with good syntax. The other main difference is the framework size. Basically, the success of a JavaScript framework depends on its size, as runtime depends on it. Vue beats frameworks like React.js and AngularJS in terms of framework size. Here you can see that the average size for an Angular application is 500 KB. For React, it's approximately 100 KB, and for Vue, it's 80 KB. So you can clearly see the winner here. The third main point is the learning curve. In terms of the learning curve, Vue is the easiest to learn because it doesn't require any additional syntax learning as it only uses JavaScript and HTML. On the other hand, React requires additional syntax learning for JSX, which is used for rendering templates, and Angular requires additional syntax learning for TypeScript. As in the latest versions of Angular, it is recommended that you use TypeScript. Now, coming to the third point, how to learn Vue.js? What are the resources? So there are main two resources which I would suggest. One is the official documentation for the Vue.js, and the other is the Udemy course for Vue.js. I have here mentioned the name for the Udemy course, and it is the best one. Now coming to our main topic, which is basically Vue.js integration with Rails. I have already created a Ruby on Rails app with a to-do scaffold. Now let's follow the steps of how to integrate Vue.js in Ruby on Rails. So the first step to integrate Vue.js in Ruby on Rails is to add a gem webpacker. So let's start by adding a gem webpacker in our existing Ruby on Rails application. Now, as I added the webpacker gem, now I need to run bundle install command to install the following gem. Now, if you can see the gem file and gemfile.log, here you can see that the webpacker and its dependencies have been installed. Now, the next step is to create a front-end setup. But before moving to that, why we have installed the Webpacker gem? Because Webpacker is a wrapper on Webpack. It coexists with Rails asset pipeline and is intended to manage the assets of your front-end components, whether it would be React or Vue. It manages your compilation of assets and handle them. Now the next command is to install the front-end structure. For that, we have command Rails Webpacker :install. Let me run that. Here you can see that this command is creating some directories and installing some front-end packages for us. Basically, behind the scene, it's creating a directory structure for us for the front-end application. Now, as this command is successfully executed, let's go to our folder section, see what folders are created behind the scenes. Now, if you go to the app directory, you can see that there's a JavaScript folder created, and there's a pack folder inside it, and a sample application.js is created for us. Now, let's install Vue by using Webpacker via following command. Now, to install all the necessary npm packages which are defined in the package.json in root folder, we need to run yarn install. It is already done. Now, when we go to the app structure, you can see that we have a hello Vue.js file already created for us. This is basically a sample pack file which is already created for us to help us in creating a new pack file or to modify this. And a sample component has already been made by the name app.vue. Now let's visit hello Vue.js, which is already created for us by Webpacker. Let me modify few things to replicate the exact use case we will be using in our applications, where we have to create a page on Vue.js and other pages can be on purely Ruby on Rails. Now here what we are doing is creating a listener when the DOM content is ready. When it is ready, we are creating a Vue instance And in view instance, there are two basic properties. The element on which the view app will be rendered and the view component which will be loaded on that element. So now let's create this element in the to-do index page. If I run the Rails application currently by run, the server is already running. So let's just go to the to-dos page first. Currently the to-dos page is implemented using Ruby on Rails. So now we will place the existing content and place an ID, a div element with ID we just mentioned in our view instance by the name of app. Now just restart the server to be sure. Now if I reload the page, nothing happens. This is because we haven't told the Rails app which pack file or view app to load, as there can be multiple view apps in existing Ruby on Rails application. So let's update the layout file, as there is a step which is add webpack helper in layout file. What it does, I will explain shortly. So just add this tag in the layout file. So basically there are two helpers which are given to us by the Webpacker gem. The first one is stylesheet pack tag. If you have such styles imported in your pack file, then you can link them by using stylesheet pack tag. And the other helper tag with Webpack give us is the JavaScript pack tag. It will link the JavaScript pack file with the Rails views, because we have this pack file by the name of hello underscore view. And basically what the Webpack will be doing behind the scene, it will link this pack file to the view we have given an ID on, which is basically the index of the to-dos resource. So if we now reload the page, yeah, and you can see hello view displayed on the page. We just rendered our view app into Ruby on Rails page. Now let's see the Rails server. In this section here, you can see that Webpacker is compiling assets. In development mode, Webpacker compiles on demand rather than upfront by default. This means that you don't have to run any separate process for compiling front-end assets. But if you want to use live code reloading, or you have enough JavaScript that on-demand compilation is too slow, then you will need to run Webpack Dev Server. So let's create a new shell, and I will run it by the following command. What this process will do, it will watch for any changes in the app JavaScript packs folder, this one, and it automatically reloads the browser to match with the new changes. So let's update our text, which is hello. I think I have to restart the server in that case. Now if I change the text, you can see that the page is automatically reloaded and the text has also been updated. Now this is the basic functionality. Now let's add functionality for adding to do using Vue.js. I have already created a code for this functionality. Let me replace that. As this session was about integrating Vue.js into Ruby on Rails, so I won't be going into deep details for describing Vue component structure and properties, but to provide basic details, Vue has a single file component structure which consists of three tags. First one is the template tag, the second one is the script tag, and the third one is the style tag. In the template tag, you will be placing all your Vue code in this tag. It can contain conditional logic or all the HTML code in this tag. While in the script tag, you will be placing all your component JavaScript code. And in the style tag, you will be placing all the CSS your component needs. So currently in the script tag, we have a data property where we are defining states. So basically these are my two states. The one is to do's, it's a list of strings, and the other one is the to do input state. We also have a method property where we will be listing down all the methods or Vue component needs. So let's visit the browser to see the output. And you can see that our Webpack dev service is automatically compiling assets right here. So here you can see that our to-do app is now being rendered gracefully. So let's test our functionality. So now you have a pure Vue.js app integrated into Ruby on Rails application. So now I will review the comments and see if anyone have any questions that I can answer in this session. Okay, so I have a question from Sulman Beg, and he's asking why not separate backend REST API GraphQL and separate frontend in Vue.js with Vue router. So basically, when you have an existing Ruby on Rails application and you want to convert it into a separate front end and separate backend, you can't do it at once. You have to convert your features or modules one by one in Vue.js. So suppose if I have a large scale application in Vue.js and I don't have the time to convert the whole application in Vue.js at once, what I can do is to implement the modules and features one by one incrementally in Vue.js. And when all our modules are created in Vue.js, similarly our APIs will be created in our Rails application. In that way, we can scale the application, plus at the end it will be easy for us to separate the front end from the back end application. So the final goal will be to separate the front end from back end. And there's is one other question from Malik. Yes, basically, this is an advanced concept in Vue, and if there is another session, I will cover that. Basically, Vue have an state management feature like React, and its name is Vuex. It is basically for managing the whole state for the Vue application. As it is an advanced topic, so it is not covered in this session. This session agenda was to integrate Vue.js into Ruby and Rails, but you can integrate Vuex in this application. And there's one other question from Shavak. And yes, it will be available on RubyConf Facebook page as well as RubyConf YouTube channel. This video will be available on both the RubyConf YouTube channel and on the Facebook page. If there are no other questions, I would like to thank everyone who came live. And that's all from my side. Thank you. And stay tuned for the next session at 7 p.m.